Welcome to episode 111, 7 Secrets to Make Any Outfit Look More Expensive. Looking more expensive isn't always about carrying designer handbags and wearing brand names. There's so much more to it than that, but the good news is that with these 7 secrets, you'll be able to easily elevate your wardrobe to look fabulous no matter what your budget. But first, have you ever wondered why some women seem to have style while others seem to struggle? Well, in my experience as a master style coach, I've discovered that there are 5 elements to style. And when you know them, you can master your style with ease. I've created a free download just for you, all around the 5 elements of style that, in my opinion, all women must know before getting dressed. In this download, you'll discover exactly what you need to know, what you need to focus on, and how it all works together. We believe that when you look great, you feel great. And when you feel great, anything is possible. So go grab this free download and get ready to dress like you mean it. You can find it at shopstylefinder.com. The link is in the show notes. Welcome to Style by Mary Michelle, a podcast designed to empower you through personal style. I'm your host, Mary Michelle Nidifer, a master style coach, founder of Style Finder Boutique, and creator of the Style Finder ID system. I'm here to help you know what to wear, how to wear it, and how to get dressed in 7 minutes or less. Let's go. Hello, beautiful friends, and welcome back. Today, I'm sharing with you some great tips to help you elevate your wardrobe in a lot of great ways. Now, I called this episode tongue-in-cheek, 7 Secrets to Make Any Outfit Look More Expensive. But really, it is about making it look more expensive, but really about looking more polished, put together. You can look at that from a lot of different perspectives. So I just thought I'd have some fun with that. And what I'm sharing today are tips actually that can really help you to build your wardrobe. Whether your goal is to look expensive or not, these tips will help you maximize your wardrobe, help you know what to buy, help you know what to focus on, and really help you get more mileage from what you already have. So who does not want that? It is a cloudy, overcast day today, and I'm sitting here with my beautiful cup of tea. Now, you've probably heard me talk about my favorite tea. I love tea. I've always loved tea. And it's funny because when I was growing up, I remember a lot of people would give me tea as gifts, and I've always liked tea, but I've never loved it like I do now. But I think other people saw me as a tea drinker, which is interesting because I just would always wonder, why is everybody giving me tea? And I've enjoyed tea, but now I have a true love affair with tea. And there is a wonderful company, I'm drinking it today, and they are not a sponsor of the show yet. So I would love for them to be, but it's called Club Magic Hour. And the woman who founded it, Gina, I believe, Zhena, she is amazing. She's just this very cool gypsy woman who has this amazing style. And I read her book, and I heard her on an interview series and read her book and was smitten. I'm like, I have to have her tea because her teas are infused with Reiki and just good vibes, and they're handpicked by workers in Sri Lanka who she goes to great lengths to take care of and build these schools for. And anyway, it's just such a cool story. And so every time I think of her tea and every time I put the tea leaves in the cup, I just am grateful. I have so much gratitude for whoever hand picked these leaves. And the tea is just beautiful. I mean, I'm drinking today, it's a chakra tea. It's for your solar plexus. And it's essentially, it's like Earl Grey, but it's Earl Grey in a whole new way. It's infused with marigolds and oranges and beautiful things. So it's so good. I wish I could describe the taste. So if you're a tea aficionado like I am, go check out clubmagichour.com and you will fall in love with their teas like I have. My favorite is Bohemian Breakfast. Now, I do have tea first thing in the morning, but I am still a coffee drinker. That's usually about 10 o'clock. But I drink decaf right now and love it. Love Starbucks. It's interesting because so many people say that Starbucks coffee is way too strong, but I love some Starbucks. And maybe that's why I drink decaf, because it is strong. But I still get a caffeine boost from it. But enough about my beverage choices, which I could talk about tea and coffee all day, right? Let's get to it. Now, making any outfit look more expensive is more than just wearing a designer label. I think a lot of people think, well, if I just buy Chanel or if I spend more money on it, then it is going to look expensive. And that honestly is not the case. I read something, and I don't know if this is true or not, and I'm a fan of designer goods. Please don't get me wrong. But I read something recently, and it said something about people who can afford to pay full price don't need, or people, something to the effect of people who can afford designer goods don't need to show off the label, meaning they don't, a lot of people who are buying the real thing are not necessarily wearing the t-shirt that says Gucci or Hermes. They might have the handbags or the watches, but they're not emblazoned with logos. And so that is not a way to look more expensive. That's actually a way to just, it's a whole different vibe. If that's your vibe, I am not dissing it at all. But sometimes it can take away from you. If you've got too many logos, you've got too many things, and they start to compete, what people see is the logo. They don't necessarily see your style or you. Now, if that is part of your style, great, embrace it. But the tips I'm going to share today, take them with a grain of salt. Like everything I teach, take what works for you and leave the rest. But I do want to encourage you to just, listen to the tips I'm sharing today and think about how you can work these into your wardrobe. Because as I mentioned, these are wardrobe building tips, which is really the fundamentals of what I teach. Love yourself, build your wardrobe, dress for who you are. That's really kind of the principles that I teach, right? And I had so much fun putting this episode together. So my first tip, I've got 7 tips today that I'm going to share. My first tip, start with good basics. Now, as I just mentioned, good basics don't necessarily mean buying designer. You can get a great basic for not a lot of money. A good basic could mean that you need a simple tank, such as one of our Eliaton layering tanks that we have at the boutique that are, I think they're $32 or $36. They're not expensive, but they're a key element if you need a good layering tank for your wardrobe. And so when you have good basics, I want you to think about this. You want to buy the best quality you can afford. And this is where I could really go down the rabbit hole, because we could talk about this all day long. But if you've listened to some of my podcasts recently about shopping the sales, about investing, then you already know where to put your money. And you already know that during sales season, we're kind of wrapping up sales season here, but you know that when you find something on sale, you can stock up on great investment pieces for not a lot of money. And so that's a great way to buy the best you can afford on sale. I will tell you this, I'm planning my trip for Paris and planning my wardrobe. And my Style Finder ID, I'm dramatic, romantic, and classic. I don't have a lot of classic in me, but sometimes I want that simple, classic, understated piece to pull everything together. And now I'm going to give you a little bit of a preview. Trench coats. Trench coats are classics, but trench coats are hot for fall. And I have read on numerous lists of what you should pack for Paris, pack a trench coat. And I thought, you know what? Why not? They're hot this season. I kind of need a good utility coat and just something fun. And I thought, well, I could invest in a really nice trench coat, or I could find one fairly inexpensive. And I wasn't really sure which way I wanted to go, but I did know that I wanted black. My trench coat, I know a lot of classic trench coats are khaki or camel. That is not my best color. And I did not want that. I knew if I get a trench coat, I want it to be black, and I want it to be long. I don't want it to be a short trench coat. And I did a search online and I came up with a fabulous trench coat. And I think it's actually from Banana Republic. I think it was $200 full price. It was marked down to $109. And I thought, well, that's a good deal. I'll pay $109 for a trench coat on sale. Banana Republic, it's a good fit. I know it's a fit that fits my body. That seemed to me like a good price to pay for something that I wanted for a trip. I'll probably wear it for a while, but I'm not a huge trench coat wearer. So I thought, well, this will be a fun thing to add to my wardrobe. But you know what happened? When I got to the checkout, somehow a 60% off coupon popped up and I ended up getting it. I think shipping and everything included, it was $56. Okay, I'll take it. Now, I don't know if that's something you would call investing in one of the best pieces you can afford. But for me, it's nice. It's not high quality designer, but Banana Republic is generally good. I've had good luck with some Banana Republic things over the years. And so I decided to go ahead and buy it, and I got an unexpected deal. So getting it for $109 I thought was a great deal, but getting it for $56 including shipping, I hooked up. I practiced what I preached, which is buying something that I can wear into the fall. It was on sale and I cannot wait to get it. It's supposed to be here next week. I will probably be posting pictures. Actually, by the time you're listening to this, it should already be here. And if you've seen my pictures, I'll be sure and post a picture in the Style by Mary Michelle podcast group because on Facebook, there's a link in the bio for that. So hop on over there and join us. I'm going to be posting all sorts of goodies. So that's a great example of a good basic for an outfit. It's not a cheap trench coat. It's not designer. It's not Burberry, but it's a nice trench coat. And the length is what I wanted. So actually trench coats with an edge or what's hot for fall. I was about to say spring. Like, oh, we're starting to look at spring already, which is crazy. Spring 23. But trench coats with a little bit of an edge. And so my edge was that it was a little bit longer and it's black. So that's enough of an edge for me. The lines were classic, clean, timeless. It's probably a piece I will have for quite a while. And the fact that I got a great bargain, even better. So buy the best quality you can afford, whether you want to invest in a trench coat, whether you need some fabulous jeans, whether you need a great white button-down shirt. Pieces like that are going to be the building blocks of your wardrobe, that's where you want to invest. And by investing doesn't necessarily mean you want to go designer. You can. You are absolutely welcome to. But if you're on a limited budget, or if that's just not your cup of tea, pun intended, then I invite you to find something at a moderate price point that you love. And when you find it, you know it's right. You know you love the style. As I've been doing some shopping online for shoes and bags and things to get ready for my trip, I know I'll look at something and I'll clip it. We've actually got a piece of software that we use with our Teal Box clients called Hue and Stripe. And we can curate collages. I actually have a personal collage in there. And whenever I see something I like, I clip it. And so I can go back to that and reference it. And if I keep thinking about it, I know it's right. I found a bag, a great carry-on bag, and I clipped it and I kept thinking about it. And then I'm like, oh, what if I can't get it? You know, that panic moment where you're like, oh my gosh, what if it's sold out? You know, it's right for you if you have that moment. So I finally pulled the trigger on that last night. So that was my designer handbag. That's not a handbag, but several other pieces that are good basics that I recommend that can help elevate your wardrobe. A designer handbag. I'm not going to lie. Carrying a designer handbag somehow just elevates your look. Now, I personally am not a huge fan of designer handbags. I don't know. I have several that I like. I have a vintage Gucci that was my mom's that I carry. But I've never really, I think because I'm dramatic, I've never been that much into designer handbags. However, I do realize the power of a great designer handbag. And I know how much it can elevate your outfit. And so if you're going to invest, why not? And these days you can get great designer handbags that are gently worn, that you don't have to pay quite full price for. And it's just going to elevate your look, especially if you've got great jeans and your great tops and your trench coat that you got on sale like I did. But we're going to talk about how to put it all together. So best quality you can afford, designer handbags, investment watches, or just a nice watch. It does not have to be, I don't even know how much they cost, $50,000 Rolex, $10,000 Rolex. It could be something that is a couple of $100s. Or even just a really nice Timex. I'm not here to judge, but something that's got a clean, classic line that just looks polished and put together. Or your Apple Watch is fine. I know I've been seeing a lot of those. I still have not yet embraced Apple Watches. I love the idea, but I just don't. I'm not ready for that yet. I don't want to be that available. I don't want to have technology right there at my fingertips because I think it would be a distraction for me. I'm already a little bit challenged with just my phone, but maybe one of these days. But an investment watch or I should just say a nice watch. Somehow a watch just helps pull everything together. One thing you do want to look for, though, when you're buying the best quality you can afford are great fabrics. There is no substitute for a great fabric. And it's interesting over the years, we've gotten certain things in at Style Finder, and every once in a while we'll get something and we're like, you know what, that fabric is not what we thought it was going to be. And we'll send it back. I have no problem saying the quality's not there, the fit's not there, the fabric's not there, because I don't want you all buying anything that is subpar, even if it is a bargain. But the fabric makes a difference. The fabric will determine a lot of things. It'll help determine the fit of the garment. It will determine the longevity of the garment. And so if you pay a lot for something that's made of shoddy fabric, it'll wear down. It'll wear out and it won't hold up. And then you go to wash it, maybe it shrinks or it pills or it just loses its shape. That is not something to invest in. So when you have nice fabrics, you want to be sure and launder them well and treat them with care, and they will reward you for years to come. Great details. Now, when I say great details, typically if you're starting with good basics, you want your pieces to be a little bit more understated, and you want to go for more of a timeless design. But details matter. What about the buttons? Are the buttons real mother of pearl or are they plastic? Are they metal or are they plastic? And think about the top stitching. Think about the details, the structure. Is it lined? Does it have pockets? Do you like the pockets? Does it hang well? There are so many little details to think about. Now, one thing that I really, really, really dislike, this is kind of a side note, but one of my big pet peeves are what I call self belts. Now, that typically is a dress. Maybe it's a jumpsuit or a jacket. Jackets usually don't necessarily fall into this category, but something that comes with a self belt that is, let's say it's a dress, a floral dress, and it comes with an inexpensive faux leather skinny self belt. That's typically what it looks like, not always. And what happens is, first of all, very few people even want to wear those. You would be amazed at how many closets I've cleaned out over the years, and they have a basket or a box or something full of those self belts. Nobody wants to wear those. They don't look good. They look cheap. Ditch them. Get rid of them. Do not ever wear those. Bring in your own belt, whether it's genuine leather, whether it is faux leather. That doesn't matter. But you want something that's nice. You want something that's beautiful, that makes you feel good. Chain belts are actually making a comeback. And I love a good chain belt. I don't know, something about that is just very 70s, I think. Chain belts can be hot on the right garment with a jumpsuit or a dress. But if you do take a self belt off and it has those little belt loops, get some nail clippers or nail scissors or a seam ripper, and you can cut those out. You don't have to have those. You don't even have to wear a belt. But if you do wear a belt, make sure it's a belt that you like. Make sure it's a belt that works with the garment you have. And make sure it's a belt that fits you. Oftentimes those self belts, especially if they're super skinny, they're not the right size. They're a little too thin and they're not going to work. And the last thing I want to share is investing in neutrals. Typically, if you're investing, you want to go neutral, because that's where you're going to get more bang for your buck. You're going to get more wear. Sure, black pants, but what else? What about camel pants or cinnamon pants or a mocha dress or a black trench coat or a navy blue blazer? Pieces like that are in your best neutrals. And if you don't know what your best neutrals are, reach out to me. I would love to work with you for a color analysis. And actually this month, I'll tell you, this month of August, I am only doing 15. I only have 15 spots available. And those are starting to fill up quickly. I've had so many people reaching out. And I'm doing 15 color analyses, I guess. And then we're going to have a group coaching call. And I'm going to walk you through. You get your full color profile, and you get your seasonal color capsule, and you get your best neutrals. That is for sure. I'm going to help you know what your new black is. So if you want to get away from wearing black, then you can wear that, and then some other neutrals, as well as what to wear going into fall. So invest in neutrals. So start with your good basics, buy the best quality you can afford. Designer handbags, nice watches, classic lines, great fabrics, great details, and invest in neutrals. All right, that was a lot for number one. Number two, I'm trying to make this short and sweet. Add in inexpensive, trendy items to inject a shot of color. Now, here's what I mean. You've invested in your core basics, and then you want to bring in your accent items, which are a little bit more on trend. This is where maybe you want to bring in more color, and this is where you can go cheap. Now, don't get crazy and say, oh, Michelle's telling me to, go to the dollar store and buy accessories. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is that there is a place for inexpensive accent items. Those tops that you can pick up for, $39, or a cute little bracelet, or a scarf, or earrings, or something in one of your best colors. It helps keep your look current. And it not everything has to be an investment item, especially if it's just something like you want a lift, you want a boost right now, you want to lift your wardrobe. What are you going to bring in? Well, you've got your core basics, your neutral pants, your neutral tops. You can mix and match those in different ways. Your accent items, punctuated. Maybe you put on a great scarf in a beautiful plum color, or one of the best colors of the season, like orange or pale aqua, which is actually, as you heard recently, it's one of the colors for fall. And you put on a great scarf, or maybe you want a handbag in a fun color. Maybe you want an investment handbag in your signature color. Great. You do you. But accent items are one of the best places to go cheap, because you're not going to keep them that long, and they can just be super simple. They can elevate your nice pieces. Your nice pieces set the tone. Your good basics set the tone. And then you just put in an accent. It's not about the accents. It's about the overall look that you create. Number three, fit matters. And you heard me talk about this recently, because so many women get it wrong. But one of the best ways to elevate your look and make your outfit look more expensive is with a great fit. Imagine putting on a shirt and it's a little too tight in the bust line, or it's a little too big in the shoulders. It doesn't do you justice. I had a client come in recently, and this was a great example of how we made something work for her. But she tried on one of our new blouses and it looked great on her. However, for the bust line and the shoulders to fit, the sleeves were way too long. And I showed her how she could roll them up. But I told her, I said, if you really want to make this worthwhile, you'll take this to your tailor and have her completely redo the sleeves. Cut the cuff off, replace it, which it turned out it was going to be a little bit more of an expensive alteration than she wanted. And then I said, if you're not going to do it, don't buy the shirt. It's not worth it. It fits you beautifully in the bust. It fits you beautifully in the shoulders. But if you're not going to handle the sleeves, don't do it, because it is going to look sloppy. Trust me on this. It's little things like that. The fit makes all the difference. Now, if you follow us on Instagram at Shop Style Finder, you know we are always giving you fit tips. Fit is key, and there's so many little tricks and hacks and things that you can do to help your look stand out. Now, there is another podcast. I'm going to put the link in the show notes. It's How to Look More Polished and Put Together. I can't remember which number it is, but I will put it in the show notes. And go listen to that, because it's got a lot of those tips that can help you with a fit. Now, a couple of other things to think about when it comes to fit, besides having your things altered or just buying things that actually do fit you. You want to be able to adjust them or wear them in a way that works for your body right now. Know your assets and how to play them up. I've had several people reach out to me recently on Instagram and send me a DM and ask about dressing for an hourglass or a pear body type. My best advice, wear something that shows your waist. When you do that, you instantly look slimmer. When you do that, it makes all the difference. And that is it's as simple as either just putting on a belt, which I know you can't just do that with everything, or wearing something that gently skims your body. Or a lot of the tricks that you'll see us do on Instagram are designed to give you more waistline emphasis. And so just know if it doesn't necessarily fit you off the rack, maybe there's a trick you can try. Maybe you can do a little half tuck, or maybe you can tie the pockets in front, or maybe you can put a belt on. Maybe there's something you can do to alter the fit. Or maybe you actually do have to go and have it altered at an alteration specialist. But you decide, is it going to be a complete overhaul, and is it going to be worth it? Because it might not be worth it financially to have it altered. And when you know what your assets are and you can play them up, that's where the magic happens. So fit matters more than you will ever know. All right, number 4. If you watch me, I can't even hold 4 fingers up. I don't know what. I was trying to do 3, and then I'm like, no, wait, it's 4. Master the mix. Now, what I mean by this, I want you to be your own wardrobe mix master. I want you to be able to mix in what's called high and low. High end, the best you can afford, your designer pieces, with low end, those pieces you bought at the clearance sale or at Forever 21 or at Target. I want you to become a mix master of your own wardrobe, mixing high end and low end together in an effortless way. Now, here's what I mean. Let's say you have a great pair of pants, or actually, let's say you have a great dress. And it's a fit and flare dress. It shows off your small waistline beautifully. And you think to yourself, wow, I wish I had a great belt to wear with this. Let's say it's in a beautiful mocha color. And it came with a self belt, but you don't love the self belt. So you ditch the self belt, you cut the belt loops off, and you go to Forever 21 or one of the other inexpensive stores, and you buy yourself a belt that fits you like a glove and that makes you feel good. You buy a belt that works with this dress. Maybe it's a fabric belt. We've actually got some really cute fabric belts in the store right now that have D-rings that would be perfect with a fit and flare dress. So let's say you bought one of those. They're animal print. They've got gold D-rings. And then let's say you bought some earrings that were on sale for $9.77 at our clearance sale. Maybe you got the tigers because it's the year of the tiger, and that expresses your style. So you've got this great mocha dress, and then let's say you bought one of the tiger striped belts with the gold D-rings, and then you've got the gold tiger earrings. So you're pulling it all together. Tigers are going to be really hot. Tiger prints are really hot for fall. And you're pulling it all together, and then you throw on some fabulous gold wedges, and you are set. You grab your designer handbag, you've got your gold watch. Your belt didn't cost much because it was on the clearance rack. Your earrings were on the clearance rack. But you have this great designer dress or investment dress that you can wear 100 different ways. And your shoes that are neutral, that are going to go with a lot of different things. And you've totally dressed it up. You've mastered the mix. You didn't pay a lot for your belt or your earrings, but they elevate your investment dress. They elevate it in a way that you don't need to wear something that's necessarily expensive and designer. Not that you can't, but there are other ways to do it. And so you're mastering the mix in a way that really expresses your own personal style. Now, I really want to encourage you to leverage accessories to change the look of something. You can have the most beautiful, let's say you paid $300 for a beautiful white button-down blouse, and it's gorgeous. But if you wear it the same way every single time, you are going to get just as bored with that as you would a blouse that you paid $80 for. It doesn't matter how much you paid for it. It's what you can do with it. How many ways can you wear it? And accessories, inexpensive little items, that's how you can get a different look. Maybe you take that white blouse and you layer a tank you got on sale for $6 that's in hot pink. And you wear the blouse, you pop the collar, you tie it up a little bit, and you make it more relaxed. Or you wrap it, you belt it, you just wear it in a new and unexpected way. And then you layer a jacket over it. And it just feels fabulous. But it's not the same way you wore it last week. And it feels like a whole different piece. This is where you get more mileage from fewer pieces. Now, one caveat, I'm not a huge fan of the 10-item wardrobe or the 20-item wardrobe. I know there are a lot of people out there. I know Jennifer from the Daily Connoisseur. She was a guest on one of my shows, I don't know, a few months ago, I think back in January, or was it December or January? And she has some great tips about building a capsule wardrobe. Now, I will talk to you all day long about how to build wardrobe capsules. However, my personal preference is to not have a capsule wardrobe. I like too many clothes. I don't want to limit myself. And I know that there is great merit in there for those of you who want to streamline and just want a capsule wardrobe. If that is you, go for it. Embrace it. You do you. But I like clothes too much. I don't know. I just want to have a lot of different options. And so maybe one day, when I retire and I'm traveling the world and I don't want to carry around all these clothes. But for now, I like my options. And I think like this, I'm going to the beach in a few weeks and I'm going to be sitting on the beaches. Then I'm going to turn around and I'm going to go to Paris. And then I'm going to turn around and I'm going to go to Atlanta. And then we've got some other travel planned. And I need different options. And I don't want to have all these different closets. I just want to have everything in my closet. But that's just my personal preference. All right, number 5, keep your style consistent. Now, this is huge. And this is where I see a lot of women making mistakes as well. But I think a lot of women, I talk to so many people who tell me I don't have a style, or my style is all over the map, or I've lost my style, or I don't know what it is anymore. Let me tell you something. You have a style. And if you don't know what it is, go back through the How to Be the Editor of Your Style, part 1 and part 2, and you will know what your style is. Episodes number 107 and 108, because that is going to help you pinpoint what is your style. Maybe your style's changed, or maybe the way you're expressing your style this season is different than the way you expressed it last spring. It doesn't matter, but I want you to be consistent. Whatever your style is, be consistent. Because what happens when you're consistent is you build your credibility, you make it more easy to get dressed, and you know what's really you. When you walk into the store and you see something, you're like, that's so me. That's my signature silhouette. That's my signature color. That's my cut. That just feels like me. But if you walk in a store and you have no idea, you're like, well, maybe, I don't know. Maybe I was thinking about this. I was thinking about branching out and trying to do something that I saw my friend do last week, or I like this on the dress form. Let's just go with that. When you don't really have a clear idea, you don't have clarity in your closet. And when you don't have clarity in your closet, it takes way too long to get dressed and you have confusion. I don't want you to have confusion. I want you to have clarity. And so being consistent in your style, it doesn't mean you're wearing the same thing every day. It doesn't mean you have a uniform, which if that's your preference, go for it. But being consistent means you know what your style is. You're not a cowgirl one day and then you're dressed down in jeans and a t-shirt the next day, and then you're dressed in fancy suiting and high heels and your makeup's all done up in a way that doesn't look like you. It's like you're trying to figure yourself out. Figure out who you are, and you'll find that level of consistency, whether you're working from home, whether you're going out on the town, whether you're working out, whether you're going on a date night, you will find that level of consistency, but it makes all the difference. All right, number 6, beautify you. The best outfit in the world will not matter if your nails are chipped and your hair looks like, a rat's nest. So I want to encourage you to, of course, keep your hair, your nails, your skin clean, neat, tidy, but also keep your hairstyle up to date. Keep your color up to date. If your roots are showing, I tell you what, I actually just got some in. There are great root cover up sprays. There's one, I think it's by L'Oreal. It's in a robin's egg blue bottle. Go grab some of that. I tell you what, that is the best stuff ever. No one will ever catch me with my roots showing unless I'm on my way to the hairdresser, because that's the day I wash my hair and I don't put that stuff in. And I usually wear a hat. But any other day, I put that in. I take a shower, I do my hair, I spray my roots because I don't like to see it. I just don't feel like it looks put together. It makes me feel disheveled. And I'm not criticizing anybody. If that's your preference, go for it. But what I am saying is that if your hair is growing out and you've got gray, a lot of times it's very obvious that you have roots. And there is a quick and easy remedy. I think it's like $8 or $10 or $12 a bottle, worth its weight in gold. So go grab some of that. Get your nails done, whether you do your nails yourself at home, whether you treat yourself to a mani-pedi, whatever. But when you can have clean and neat and tidy nails, it makes all the difference. Do an at-home facial. I know I do. I've got some great skincare that I just do at home. I rarely get facials. Not that I don't like them. I don't know. I just don't really think about it. And I've got some great skincare products. I'm blessed to have really good skin. And so I haven't really had to seek that out. But take care of yourself, because the clothes won't cover up things that aren't being paid attention to. And you want to show off yourself in the most beautiful way possible, because you are beautiful. You are gorgeous just the way you are. Doesn't matter what your size is, doesn't matter what your weight is, you are amazing. And I want you to look and feel great every step of the way. All right, number 7, love yourself. You are amazing. But truly, the best way to boost your style IQ, no matter what you wear, is to wear something that makes you feel beautiful and fabulous and like a rock star. You know, when you get dressed, you put on that outfit and you're like, yeah, those jeans fit like a glove. You're wearing a shirt in one of your best colors. You've just had your nails done. You're having a good hair day. You pick out some earrings that bring sparkle to your face. You feel unstoppable. And you know what? Others can see that. It's going to boost your confidence. It's going to boost your style IQ. And people aren't even looking at the clothes. They're just like, wow, who is that? She looks amazing. And you're going to feel amazing. It's not about the clothes. It's about who you become in the clothes. And when you can elevate your outfit to make it look more expensive, you're going to carry yourself differently. You're going to carry yourself in a way that says, I mean business. I love myself. I'm confident in who I am. I am a powerful and amazing woman. And there is nothing better than that. There is nothing better than a powerful, amazing woman wearing a fabulous outfit who knows her worth. I want you to know your worth, because you are worth every penny. You are worth everything. You are amazing. And I want you to put on something that's going to make you walk out the door and feel like more of you. You know, when you just feel more of yourself. It's not about the outfit. It's not about the label. It's not about the clothes. It's about you. And then rock your best smile and let the sparks and the compliments fly. It makes all the difference. I had a client reach out to me. Actually, she's reached out to me a couple of times. We worked together fairly recently, and I shared some tips and tricks with her for wearing color to really help her stand out and look great. Not necessarily stand out, but just look her best. And the colors were fairly neutral, but she emailed me the other day and she's like, oh my gosh, I am getting so many compliments. It's almost embarrassing. And I thought, you know what? That's a great problem to have, because people are noticing, and they're noticing her. They're noticing her hair and her smile and how gorgeous she looks. And she feels great. You know, wouldn't you love to walk down the hall at work or down the street and people are like, oh my God, you look fabulous today. But when they tell you that, you already know it, not in an ego way, but just to know, like, yeah, I know it. I feel it, because you feel that way. It feels good. It feels right. You're not ashamed. You're not embarrassed. You're not deflecting compliments. You're just like, yes, thank you. This is who I am, and you're showing up in a powerful way, and you're loving yourself every step of the way. All right, so let's recap those 7 steps. So the first step, start with good basics. The second, add in inexpensive, trendy accent items to inject a shot of style. Number 3, fit matters. Number 4, master the mix, the high-low mix. Number 5, keep your style consistent. Number 6, beautify you. Take care of your hair, your nails, your skin, so that you can show up in a great way. And number 7, love yourself. All right, ladies, you are so amazing right now. I want you to do something special for yourself today because you deserve it. Even if nobody else has acknowledged you lately, or if nobody else has noticed you lately, you are doing a great job. You are strong, you are powerful, and you are amazing. So thank you so much for being here. I hope you'll share this podcast with somebody. If you have not left me a review yet, I would love for you to go leave me a review on iTunes. Let me know what you liked. Let me know your favorite episode. Let me know where you're from. And come join us over in the Style by Mary Michelle podcast group on Facebook. All right, I will see you in the next episode. Have a beautiful day. Thanks for tuning in to Style by Mary Michelle, where women come to get dressed in 7 minutes or less. If you enjoyed this podcast, I invite you to leave me a 5-star review on iTunes or wherever you're listening. Be sure to follow me on Instagram at Style by Mary Michelle and shop our boutique at shopstylefinder.com for the best in upscale casual apparel. Better yet, if you're in the Raleigh area, come see us. We're located in the North Hills Shopping Center, the premier shopping district in Midtown Raleigh. For details and links mentioned in this episode, be sure to see the show notes. Have a beautiful week.